They're among the smartest birds on Earth. They solve problems. They remember faces. They learn patterns. And yet, every single day they make a choice that looks catastrophically wrong. At dawn, these parrots leave the safety of the rainforest canopy and descend, slowly, deliberately, onto exposed walls of raw earth. No cover, no escape, just color against stone. To an outside observer, it looks like a mistake, or worse, a death wish. Predators know these places. The timing is predictable. The risk is absolute. And still, they return. Not because they're hungry, not because they're confused, and not because they don't understand the danger. They come here because not coming would be even more deadly. What these birds are actually doing on these cliffs challenges everything we think we know about intelligence, survival, and the line between instinct and choice. Because the smartest decision they make is the one that looks the most irrational. Eating dirt to survive poison. At first glance, the behavior looks simple. Parrots land on a clay wall, they bite into it, they swallow dirt. The obvious assumption is easy. They're lacking minerals. They're supplementing their diet. They're doing what many animals do. But that assumption fails almost immediately. These parrots don't eat clay randomly. They ignore most riverbanks. They bypass countless patches of exposed soil. Instead, they target very specific cliffs at specific times, often traveling long distances to reach them. That's not hunger, that's precision. Here's the part most people miss. Much of what parrots eat in the Amazon is chemically defended. Seeds that burn the tongue, unripe fruits that would poison mammals, plants designed to kill the thing that eats them, and parrots eat them anyway. The clay isn't food, it's not fuel, it's not even nutrition in the way we understand it. It's something closer to an antidote. But if that's true, a more disturbing question appears. What kind of daily diet requires a built-in detox ritual just to survive? Clay licks as natural traps. If the clay cliffs were safe, this story would end there. But they're not. The moment parrots land on these exposed walls, something changes. The rainforest stops protecting them. No branches to hide behind. No leaves to break their outline. No escape routes. From above, they're visible. From across the river, they're predictable. From a predator's perspective, they're concentrated, distracted, and exposed. Harpy eagles learn these locations. Large raptors time their patrols. Even ground predators wait nearby. And the parrots know this. They don't arrive all at once. They circle. They hesitate. They send scouts. Some land briefly and leave. Others freeze mid-descent and pull away. This isn't instinct on autopilot. This is risk assessment. Yet eventually, they commit. Hundreds of parrots gather in the same place, precisely where they are most vulnerable, because avoiding the danger would mean something worse than being hunted. And that's the paradox. If predators are a known threat, if memory and learning are involved, if intelligence is guiding behavior, what force is strong enough to override fear itself? Not hunger, not nutrition, something else. For years, the explanation sounded reasonable. Parrots eat clay for minerals, sodium, calcium, iron. End of story. Except it doesn't hold up. When researchers analyzed the clay itself, they found something strange. The mineral content wasn't exceptional. In some cases, it was lower Chi than what parrots could get elsewhere. Even more unsettling, parrots with access to mineral-rich foods still return to the clay cliffs. So hunger fails as an explanation. Nutrition collapses next. And then comes the detail that quietly breaks the entire theory. Parrots don't eat clay all day. They don't eat it randomly. They eat it after feeding on certain fruits and seeds. Timing matters. The clay isn't compensating for what they lack. It's reacting to something they've already eaten, something invisible, something chemical, something designed by plants to punish the eater after the meal. The clay works like a sponge, binding compounds the body can't neutralize on its own, which means this behavior isn't about feeding at all, it's damage control. And that leads to a far more unsettling realization. If parrots must neutralize their own food every day, what kind of ecosystem forces intelligence to become a survival liability? The parrot paradox: intelligence versus instinct. Parrots aren't mindless animals following instinctive loops. They learn routes. They recognize individuals. They remember places where danger happened before, which makes this behavior deeply uncomfortable. Because if intelligence is supposed to reduce risk, why does it keep leading them back to the same exposed cliffs? Young parrots don't automatically know where the clay is. They follow older birds. They observe. They wait. This behavior is learned. And once learned, it becomes non-negotiable. Intelligence doesn't free them from danger. It locks them into it. They learn which foods are edible. They learn which foods are toxic. They learn that without clay, those foods become lethal. So their intelligence doesn't ask, "Is this safe?" It asks, "Which danger kills me slower?" Predators are visible. Poison is not. One threat is immediate and rare. The other is silent and guaranteed. So the parrots choose the cliff. And that choice raises a deeply human question. When survival demands a bad option, is choosing it still intelligence? A mistake could kill them all. For parrots in the Amazon, clay isn't optional. It's not a supplement. It's not a backup plan. It's a dependency. And dependencies are fragile. Each clay lick exists in a precise chemical balance. Not every cliff works. Not every soil binds toxins the same way. Change the river's flow, strip the forest upstream, disturb the sediment even slightly, and the clay stops working. The parrots would still return. Memory would bring them back. Tradition would guide them there. But the antidote would be gone. They wouldn't die immediately. They'd weaken. They'd misjudge food. They'd make more mistakes. Predation would increase. Reproduction would fail. The collapse would look gradual and natural, which makes it even more dangerous, because nothing about it would look like a catastrophe. And that leaves one final uncomfortable question hanging. How many survival strategies only work as long as the world stays exactly the same? Conclusion. From a distance, the parrot's ritual looks irrational. Smart animals risking everything for a mouthful of dirt. But step closer and the story changes. This isn't recklessness. It's adaptation pushed to its limit. In a world where food fights back, survival isn't about choosing what's safe. It's about choosing what's less lethal. The parrots didn't outgrow danger. They learned to negotiate with it. They accept visible risk to avoid invisible collapse. They trade certainty for probability. They survive by walking directly into the one place that scares them most. And that's where the story stops being about birds. Because humans do this too. We build systems that keep us alive. Habits, technologies, routines, then depend on them so completely that we stop noticing how fragile they are. Like the parrots, we return to the cliff. Not because it's safe, but because we don't see another way. And the most unsettling truth is this: intelligence doesn't always protect us from danger. Sometimes it only teaches us which danger we're willing to live with. If intelligence doesn't always lead to safety, and survival sometimes means choosing the least visible danger, what risky habit do humans keep returning to just because it still works? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. If stories like this change the way you see animals and yourself, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because the most fascinating survival strategies on Earth are often the ones that look like mistakes.